We are down to only 12 races until we crown a champion here in the Herr Sprint Series, and the driver who starts on the pole here tonight is looking to win that championship, coming into this race 28 points ahead of the field. That's Juan Romero in the 87, looking for his fourth win of the season here. But we come to a track that's very tricky, and a track we haven't been to in a stock car in almost 4 years. The Pikes Peak International Raceway here in Fountain, Colorado. It's the Colorado 150 for Sprint Series Night in America. Hello everybody, this is AG here, and welcome to the Pikes Peak International Raceway here, 1.06 mile long speedway in Fountain, Colorado, just between Colorado Springs and Denver, I do believe. And this is a very interesting racetrack, no doubt about it. We were just at the Iowa Speedway last week. This is very similar to the Iowa Speedway in a way, but not all the way. Definitely a uniquely shaped racetrack, unique style, but maybe not as fast, and they don't slide off the corner quite as hard as they do there at Iowa. But regardless of the fact, we got Joey Brown, who won last week at Iowa, starting on the outside pole, and our points leader, Juan Romero, starting on the inside. We'll see some passing in this race, but you definitely want to start up front in this one if you want to go to victory lane here for 38 laps. Joining alongside Matt Tuck once again, as always it seems like at this point, but hey, you love the Herr Sprint Series, and you may not necessarily love Juan Romero too much after what happened in Montreal a week and a half ago, but how do you think it's going to play out for him starting from the pole position in a place like this?
Well, it's always interesting here at Pikes Peak. We haven't seen really have not seen a ton of stock car racing here on the channel. We've seen a lot of open wheel racing, but I think we'll see a similar race to Iowa where track position is king, and the drivers who start in the first couple of rows are definitely going to be at the most advantageous position tonight.
Going to be interesting to see what these top four drivers can do, and I'm especially going to look for Leonard Kochmer in the 13, who almost got the win at Dover a couple months ago. Still going for his first career win on the channel. Joey Brown got his first career win, of course, last week, and I know that Kochmer would love to get it done here tonight at Pikes Peak, but going to be interesting to see what they end up doing. Top four eligible drivers will be racing at New Hampshire this coming Saturday for the Chase Cutoff race. That'll be an interesting one. But these guys here, of course, no Chase, and only 12 races remain until the finale at Darlington on Labor Day weekend. Here is how they line up in the point standings after 20 races. Juan Romero has 28 points on Nathan Faden. It's still a long ways left to go, though, and Nathan Faden's going to have a great opportunity, I feel like, after this title. Chris Reynolds, as well, 33 points behind. He does start deep in the field here tonight, however. And Corey Case, if he can remain in that ride and sign up the rest of the season, he's only 44 points behind, along with Brandon Nelson. He has a good opportunity if he can continue the rest of the season, even though he's missed 3 races so far this year. Vinny Scholes, Alexander Rowe are not in this race here tonight. They unfortunately missed the signups, which went by rather quick. So their chances at this title are looking pretty slim at this point. And odds are the title is going to go to one of those top 5 in the point standings. But Juan Romero starts on the pole in the 87. Alongside him, it's Joey Brown in the 02 who won last week at Iowa. Leonard Kochmer and Nathan Faden make up row at number 2. Then you got the 99 Carson Miller and Baltazar Steep in row number 3. Anthony McClure and Matt Grice in row 4. We got the 57 of Corey Case looking to close out on Romero on that title to the inside of the 50 of Matt Black, his second career start. We got Duncan Ward in the 69, the 5 of Santiago Labarito, Skylar Taylor, Brandon Nelson, 53 of Josh Petty to the inside of Christian Master. We got the 80 machine of Joshua Brown and the 39 of Dylan Matthews, Chris Reynolds, and the 90 is Aaron Abel. And there's Stuart Gratton in the 64 to the inside of Matthew Burnett in the 93, making his first career start on the channel here tonight. And then you got Richard Kinghart back in the series in the 25 to the inside of the 96, driven by Matt Hunter. Let's go ahead and get these guys to roll off here from the Pikes Peak International Raceway. And Matt, Juan Romero's definitely a strong driver. Do you think he's going to be in victory lane to the end of 38 laps? Or will it be somebody else winning here in Colorado?
No, I am not. Absolutely not going to pick Juan Romero to win a race here today. I am going to go a few rows back, though, and I'm not actually going to... Guys, I'm not going to pick the 88 for once. I'm going to pick the 13 of Leonard Kochmer. He's been really fast the past couple of weeks, and I think today's the day he gets it done here.
We'll have to see if that Titan Fury number 13 can go to victory lane for the first time with Kochmer behind the wheel. We'll have to see how it ends up shaking. And no Zayden Davidson either. That's another driver who's missed out the past couple of weeks. Bit of shame. Hopefully we get him back in the series here soon. And who knows, next season in the Sprint Series might look a little bit different in terms of how that all goes down. But we're here tonight at Pikes Peak International Raceway. The 87 and the 02 on the front row. Juan Romero and Joey Brown. We're Green Flag Racing here in Colorado. Not necessarily the start Nathan Faden won, and starting from the 4th position. He's 3 wide on the outside lane. They're 3 wide ahead of him. Anthony McClure trying to make his first Cup race of the year. He's to the inside of Carson Miller there for 3rd. And you also got Corey Case and Joey Brown battling there. That outside lane was not at all where you wanted to be at the start of this one here tonight.
No, that outside lane, that was a very strange stack up there. They got 3 wide coming out of turn number 4 there on the opening lap. Faden, one of the biggest losers of that. Baltazar Steep also sliding backwards. Not a great start for those 2 drivers. Really need a great run here tonight. But on the flip side, for Faden, Trackhouse Racing, Carson Miller in the 99 is pace. But up front, it's the 13 of Kochmer and the 87 of Juan Romero. Oh, the 50 car is going to send it down on the bottom. What a pass.
How about Matt Black, only his 2nd career start on the channel, and to the inside of Corey Case and Joey Brown. A couple of drivers who have gone the victory lane this season. Skylar Taylor, this is a driver who last year in the Sprint Series was very dominant, and they have not had a good season at all this year in the Sprint Series. 12th in points, 90 points behind. Of course, maximum amount of points that you can get, I believe, is either 27 or 28. I think it's 27 points, so ooh, they got to be careful there. Getting up in the Corey Case off the exit of the corner, and they're really jamming it up back here. Not missing anything up front at the moment. Romero still leads his field, but it's a hornet's nest back there from 5th place on.
Yeah, you got absolutely everybody just jam-packed like sardines there in the middle of this pack. The 55 of Skylar Taylor, the 88 of Baltazar Steep, Duncan Ward in the 69. That's the other Jacoan car, the 25 of Richard Kinghart this week. Just everybody slicing for position. The 1 of Faden's going backwards. Oh boy, this midfield here at Pikes Peak, this is a fantastic race early on in the go, and these GMS cars going absolutely crazy, just getting to use up all sorts of different lanes here. Up front, though, Anthony McClure in that 05 for Triad Racing. What a start for him. Triad had won at Iowa. Maybe Triad's about to get on a little bit of a hot streak here.
Yeah, of course, this is a team who runs fairly well in the Turkey Hill Truck Series. I know you guys are looking forward to that significantly, coming here in August, so about 2.5 months from now. We'll be going green at Daytona. As for the race lead, Leonard Kochmer, really good run off the exit at turn number 2 right there. Will he have a nose at the inside of Romero? Not quite yet. These two have pulled away from the rest of the field. He got 1.5 seconds there on Anthony McClure right now for Juan Romero, who's still led every single lap. Matt Black looking for the 3rd position. How about this 50 machine for Appalachian Motorsports? You know Appalachia's a strong team, of course. Of course, this is still an equal rating series, though. But, Appalachia, Caleb Rose, they know what they're doing. And Matt Black looks like he knows what he's doing. As here we go. Leonard Kochmer looking to the inside for the race lead. He knows he's got this opportunity right here. And he's got a nose to the inside. He's going to lead lap number 8 here in this Colorado 150.
Kochmer's had Leonard Kochmer, we've talked a lot throughout the past couple of weeks of guys who are going to who can put themselves on Cup team radars with some strong performances down the stretch here. Kochmer's another guy. Didn't necessarily have the best start to the season, but I feel like we've talked about him a lot more the past couple of weekends. He's been behind these Titan Fury cars a lot, and I like Leonard Kochmer heading into next season. I have no intel into that anymore. Matt Black, though, in the 50, also another guy. We have only 2nd career start on the channel, and he's just flying through here in the Appalachia car. Just a great run for him, and he had a good run at Iowa, too.
And how about Matt Black? And bursting onto the scene here in the Sprint Series. It's a fun thing about the Sprint Series. You know, midway through the season here, we can get guys that just pop right up, and then, you know, they start winning races, and that's the fun thing. And hey, there's still 11 races left to go. Of course, we got the Lenovo Pro Series coming up in the fall alongside the Turkey Truck Series that Caleb's going to be running. So that's going to be another series where, hey, we'll have the weekly signups, and anyone can sign up for that, assuming you're not a full-time driver in the trucks, of course. We got some guys already lined up for the truck rides this coming season. Corey Case and Carson Miller battling there for 5th. It is still Kochmer, Romero, Matt Black, and Anthony McClure. Now, this is the bigger story, I feel like, is Anthony McClure trying to make his first Wawa Cup Series race of the season. He's been full-time in this series, and he has not had a good run at all. 16th in the points, 118 points behind Juan Romero in the title. And we'll have to see if he can finally make his first Cup start this coming Saturday at New Hampshire. Similar racetrack, not all the way, of course. This definitely has a different type of arc to it than New Hampshire does, and I think it's a little bit more of a momentum-based racetrack versus just kind of jamming it into the corner like they do at New Hampshire. And we got 3 wide. How about Duncan Ward slicing to the inside of Carson Miller, and Corey Case right there, unable to make the pass stick, but get some good racing here at Pikes Peak, and we got IndyCar coming up here on Friday night as well, which we all know that one's going to be a fun one.
We got Sprint Series, we got IndyCar, and maybe Cup Series one day. This is a fun racetrack. We see a lot of great racing here over the years, and that guy in 3rd position in his 2nd career start, Matt Black, he's not closing rapidly. But he's just taking a little bit every single lap, and that 50 car just keeps closing in on the 2 leaders. And I think if the top 3 start racing, that's going to open the door for Anthony McClure, which, as you said, that would be so cool to see him finally get a Cup start this season. I think he'd be in the 31 car, I think
so. I think so.
So that would be that'd be cool for him to get a shot and a good ride at New Hampshire.
For sure, it's still the same order for you guys. Of course, Kochmer looking to join that 11 team, which I know you guys are always excited about. Grattan Autosport. Romero looking to be in the 00 for Team Williams. Matt Black in the 50. He'd actually be in essentially the equivalent ride he's in right now for the Cup Series race. And then McClure would be in that 31 for Titan Fury, which, you know. If you know, you know. That's all I got to say. How about these top 4 guys, though? They are pretty close to each other right now. At least in regards to each other, and you know, the way this race is kind of played out, they can definitely find themselves up on each other before the end of it. I'd like to shout out Matthew Burnett, first career start for him here tonight, and this is a driver we may see more of as the season rolls along, so excited to see what he can do. He'll be racing in the Unity race on Herschel's channel on Friday, which bit of a draft-style race between Nathan, Herschel, and I believe that video for who's on what team goes up tomorrow on Herschel's channel, so recommend checking that out. I've got some good drivers on my team, so I'm excited to beat Nathan and Herschel on that on Friday. Romero is looking to try to beat Leonard Kochmer here on the racetrack. He's closing right back in on this 13, and he has not fallen off the 13 machine. We're going to have to see as these tires wear out if he can find a way to the back bumper and maybe get this race lead. Just getting to halfway here in this Colorado 150.
Yeah, it's about to get a little more tricky here for Romero. This track, again, there are some similarities to Iowa. It's not quite as fast, but it's the same style as short track in its shape. But Matt Black is really closed in, but now he's same thing with where Romero's at. It's going to be, can you make a pass on old tires? But I think this is where, you know, you see guys really show their talents. This is going to be fun to see what Matt Black can do. The rest of the top, this field is really spread out, though. I mean, just 10 laps ago, we had cars in the mid-pack slinging it all over each other. And there's still some guys back here fighting, but it's calming down a little bit here. We're getting some really nice racing.
We've got a lot of double wide still going on back in here, and that's not doing these guys any favors. Nathan Faden, that is not what he wanted. He was 28 behind Romero coming into this race, and with Romero running second, Romero's going to pull away even more in the title race. Now, I think Corey Case even slipped back quite a bit right there. He could not hold on. He's down to the 8th position as you got Duncan Ward trying to make a move on Carson Miller there for the 5th position. And Duncan Ward trying to make his second start of the season in the Wawa Cup Series. We'll have to see if that ends up being the case. Now, you don't know anything that might be going on with the series next year, Matt. But I will say next year there's a good chance that we will be getting rid of the hot seat, at least in terms of the Sprint Series drivers making it in. That's all I'm going to say about that right now. But there definitely going to be some changes with how things are done next year. I'm excited for them. Once we're done this race, I'll fill you in, Matt. But we will definitely let you guys know in the near future in the Discord on how all that's going to go down. But we may have something go down right here in this race because Kachmer, Romero, and Matt Black are all on each other, all in a line. And we still got a little ways left to go here in this Colorado 150.
Ooh, Black's going to make a little bit of a slide up. That's not what you want here, but he stays within right on the back bumper, that 87. And now this is where Leonard Kachmer is under some very intense pressure to not make a mistake. That 50 got a nice run, though. Rolled the corner of 3 and 4. I think give him a lap or two, and I think he's going to have a shot to get to the inside of this 87 Romero. He's riding that top a little higher than I would, but he seems like he carries momentum now. Oh, that's a little too much. That's too much there for the 50.
Right there. Not going to end his chances, but still going to lose a little bit of momentum right there. Do feel like Kachmer may be a bit slower than Romero at this point. That 13 used up his tires to get the race lead earlier on, and now it's looking like he's slipping back just a little bit right here. And ooh, good jump there from Romero into the corner, trying to close in on this 13 machine. Looking for his 4th win of the season. Now, he has not won since South Boston. That was 12 races ago. So it's been a while for Juan Romero since he's gone to victory lane, but he has been able to keep that ride up front in a majority of these races for Nicolas Samadio's team, and that is why he is in the position he is in the title race. Now, of course, you get a string of bad races, and it can all go south, so it's far from over in terms of this Sprint Series championship, but Romero definitely looking like he's clearly the favorite to win this title, especially after Alex and Rowe fell back, but hey, something like that can happen to Romero as the season moves along. We still got a lot of interesting races left to go, and here we go once again, Romero and Black. There's more grip on that outside lane than there is on the inside. Romero might actually have a shot on the outside to get around Kachmer, but Matt Black's going to be like, I'm going to try to make a move on you, and Romero may be a little too high to make anything stick, and he might lose second because of it.
Yeah, he did. He made the same mistake that Matt Black did just a couple laps ago. He tried to roll it higher into 1 and 2, and then just got a little too out of the groove and rolled all the way to the top. And now here comes Matt Black in the 50, and I'm kind of liking this 50 car as this run goes on. I think he's faster than both of these guys. He's been able to really work these lanes really well. Romero's going to try and fight back on the outside, but he's not going to have enough here. And now the 50, he's got himself 11 laps, and I think he's going to give himself an opportunity or two to get around this 13 car.
He lost some ground in that battle to Romero right there, and that's allowed Kachmer to pull away a little bit. And Matt Black has to be careful not to let Romero get to the inside of him right here. Anthony McClure still holding on to that 4th position, but Duncan Ward's coming in that 69 machine. We'll have to see if he has a shot. Santiago Laborito up to the 6th position. Corey Case, and then how about Chris Reynolds? A good rebound for Chris Reynolds in this race. They're starting deep in the field. Did not have a good run in Iowa last week after going 2 in a row at Gateway and Montreal. You know, it takes a while. You gotta wind up that pass, and it takes a while once you lose the momentum to catch back up to the guy ahead of you. And that's what Matt Black's trying to do here on Kachmer. But he's got Romero right on his back bumper, and he's got to be careful not to let that 87 get to the inside of him because that can end it. And here's for 4th. Here's for that last transfer spot. And McClure's going to be fighting for it hard as Duncan Ward is unable to get to the inside of him right there. I feel like that 69 is just a bit faster, and Duncan Ward's going to have a shot here to the inside going in the 1.
Duncan Ward in the 69. He's really shown some prowess on these short tracks throughout the course of the season. Gets to the inside of the 05, and he's going to go to 4th. And now back up front, though, this 50 car is all over the back of the 13 at Kachmer. Black looking to the inside, trying to ride the yellow line. Is he going to get a chance? He's going to get a shot down into turn 1.
And Matt Black, only a 2nd career start on the channel, trying to get this race lead away with 7 laps to go in the Colorado 150. Will he be able to make the pass work? Kochmer had a good run on the exit on the outside lane, and he's going to be able to clear him, and Romero back on the outside of Matt Black, but it's a lot harder to get that outside lane to work, I feel like, through 3 and 4. Yeah, maybe not. Romero's still there, but that was Matt Black's opportunity, and now he's under fire from Romero once again, and Kochmer, a great job not overshooting the corner there on that outside lane, not getting into the marbles, and he is going to hold on to the race lead, and I feel like Matt Black's going to have one more shot to get it here, coming to 5 laps to go.
I think he's going to have one more shot if he doesn't make a mistake, because now he has to be very perfect with this 87 Romero. Oh my goodness, Romero got a run off the bottom of the corner. He's going to get the door open down into turn 1 and 2, and this is the best thing that Leonard Kochmer could possibly ask for, because he's watching his 2 closest competitors side by side, and now he gets a little bit of some buffer room. This is a remarkable drive by this 13 and not fold once under pressure here late in the going. Romero to the inside. I think he's going to get the pass done here to get back up to P2. Under 5 laps to go now.
Duncan Ward currently holds on to the last transfer spot ahead of Anthony McClure right there, and McClure once again just oh so close. He's yet to get a top 5 this season. He is still hanging on to that right now as Matt Black and Juan Romero continue the battle for second. And, you know, will Romero have a shot here now that he's taken second back away from the 50 machine? It's only going to be 3 laps to go across the line right here for Leonard Kochmer in the 13 machine. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. It's not over yet. Romero's going to still have a shot in this one.
Romero's going to close just a little bit here, and we've seen a couple times this year. This guy knows how to steal wins. Knows how to steal more than just wins, but he doesn't know how to steal wins when he's behind the wheel of one of these Sprint Series cars. He'll get 2 laps to go at the stripe. Kochmer's going to build himself a little bit of a buffer, though. I don't know if Romero's going to have enough time to get there. Closes at the delta at the line. It's not changing enough. I think Kochmer's going to get this, but Romero's going to... He might get himself one shot here. Maybe one.
How about this for Leonard Kochmer? It's going to be one more shot for Romero right here as we come to the white flag in the Colorado 150. Will he be able to finally hold on and get his first career win on the channel? I know he'd love to get it. Romero's going to give it a hard shot, though, on this last lap. Oh, boy, that was a good run through turns 1 and 2, and Juan Romero right there on the back bumper. He might have a shot at doing this. Leonard Kochmer has to be perfect here through 3 and 4 to get it done, and it looks like he's going to have a good enough exit. Romero's is too far behind. Leonard Kochmer, first career win on the channel. He gets it done in the Colorado 150.
I should start keeping track of my win picks.
Oh, yeah, you know, you got it. Doesn't happen too often where the commentator ends up getting the pick right, but how about that? You were right, and that was a good pick, too. Leonard Kochmer, I felt pretty good about him when he was starting 3rd in this race. And Nick Roberto gets another race win as an owner. Leonard Kochmer gets his first ever race win as a driver. And he's going to be racing on Saturday in the Raised Dives and Tubing 300 for you guys at Grattan Autosports, so I'm sure you're excited about that one. Outside pole for the fairgrounds at Nashville next week, assuming that he signs up. Corey Case actually had the fastest lap in this one, so Corey, if he can sign up next week, will be starting on pole at Nashville Fairgrounds. And then you got the 5:05.69 in there as well. Take a look at the rest of the fastest laps for your reference. Of course, everyone who signs up for the Music City 200 tonight at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time will line up in the order that they were in the fastest lap for this race, and then everyone else who is new lines up in the order of which they signed up. So how about that race? That was fun, and Dylan Matthews actually had a valve go bad in this race, so didn't quite catch that as it happened, but you mentioned something about, you know, Cup Series coming here. I might be cooking something for that. That's all I'm going to say there. I'm really being cryptic with things here in tonight's broadcast, but let's just put it this way: the gears are turning for 2025 in the Wawa Cup Series. Let's just put it that way. But hey, Leonard Kochmer gets his first career win. and definitely an impressive one here at the Pikes Peak International Raceway.
No, it was a fantastic drive by Kochmer. It was a great race all around. You see at the front of this field, Kochmer, Romero, Black, Duncan Ward. We haven't seen a ton of Matt Black this year, but the rest of that top four, I think, is guys who are racing on in the middle of the week that I think are definitely going to be all in contention to be racing on Saturdays come next season. But a fantastic drive from Kochmer, who definitely upped his stock today. I don't have no idea why I'd be invested in that. And Pikes Peak putting on a great race here today. Just a fun stretch of short track races we've had this season.
It's been a lot of fun, and we got another short track race next week as well. I don't think we've ever officially had a race at the Nashville Fairgrounds before, and I think we had one planned one time, but never ended up going to fruition. We were actually going to replace it with the Nashville Super Speedway, and it did not end up happening. Of course, the Wawa Cup Series will be at the Super Speedway, Nashville Super Speedway, to open up the chase on June 29th. Next week, June 26th, at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, the Music City 200 for these guys, and that's going to be the last standalone event for the Herr Sprint Series this season. And, hey, you know what? It's going to be the last short track for a while as well. So we've had this string of short track and road course races for these guys, and definitely have shown a lot of driver talent in a lot of them. A lot of guys have gotten their first wins of the season through this stretch, and a couple of them have gotten their first career wins on the channel as well. But we're going to be back on the high-speed oval at Chicagoland 2 weeks from now. That is going to be a fun one, as Chicagoland always is. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching once again here on this Wednesday night. And the Chase Cutoff Race for the Wawa Cup Series this Saturday at noon Eastern Time. The race dies in Tipping 300 from New Hampshire Motor Speedway. That's going to be a very fun race this coming Saturday, and who knows how it's going to go down. We've had a good chunk of guys who have clinched spots, but there's some guys that we could see a jump or two across that line, and it's going to be very interesting to see who contends for the Wawa Cup Series chase. But thank you guys so much for watching once again. Huge thanks to Matt Tuck for joining me here tonight for the Colorado 150, and congratulations once again to Leonard Kochmer for his first career race win on the channel. Here are the points for the Herr Sprint Series after 21 races, and I will see you guys later.